So welcome back to Talking Out Loud. Thanks for joining us once again. Glad to have you with us on this relatively rainy Saturday morning in November. Always good to be recording intro when the weather's as bleak as it is, so I'll try to keep the mood peppy. This one is the final pod, I promise you, from the Wanderthirst Hostel. And no trip is complete without meeting a crazy Polish guy who comes in the form of Piotr. Now this guy treks and volunteers in monasteries while travelling, but in day-to-day life back in Poland works as a business analyst and paraglides on weekends. He's a real character, I must say. So we met the morning of the pod, actually, where he kindly shared some of his Sherpa stew with me over breakfast. Obviously that got us off to a good start, and we actually recorded this podcast literally 20 minutes after the end of Party Pod, episode 20. So I was on it that night. So essentially we talk initially about his experience volunteering in a monastery in Nepal before diving in to one of his favourite books, The Power of Now by Eckhart. Tolle. So it's a bit of a book club kind of episode, this one, but it's a fascinating subject matter. So essentially The Power of Now is all about the experience of living in the moment, so it tries to coach you into that idea and why that's important, stopping you from overthinking or focusing on the mistakes of the past or worrying about what the future holds. So it's a fascinating concept. We also chat briefly about the power of listening. I also chat about Utopia again, obviously going full hippie one more time. So especially following on from sort of the love-in that was the Potty Pod before. So yeah, don't judge me too much on that front. It really was a pleasure to have a chat with this guy. We have quite a similar mindset, I think, in a lot of respects. Piotr, thanks once again, buddy. I'm sure we'll catch each other soon. In other news, before I press play on the old recorder, Bankwood Bear is still ticking over. Like I say, do subscribe, do get in touch with any comments, or if you want to introduce your own episode of Talking Out Loud, reach out. Let me know. We'll chat it through and hopefully get you up online and hosted. But yeah, as ever, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter. Now we're on Spotify, we're on iTunes, we're on Stitcher. Pretty much it, I think. That's enough, I think. And on the website, of course, bankwoodbear.com. But for now, I'll let you get into the moment and enjoy this conversation coming from Piotr. Play it. Okay, so not quite the last one. This might well be the last one of my final day. I'm here with Peter from Piotr. How do you say your name, man? How do you pronounce?
In Polish it's Piotr.
Piotr.
But I love the way British say this. Piotr.
Piotr.
It's like Russian Piotr.
Piotr. Yeah, it's true, man. How do you say it in Polish?
Piotr.
Piotr.
Or Piotrek, it's the
Piotrek.
soft version.
Okay, alright. Piotr. I'll try, man. I'll forget this. I'll call you
okay.
the Polish dude.
Peter is perfect.
Peter's great. Yeah, Peter's easy for me.
Yeah,
Man.
international.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And so we met this morning, completely sober. We
yes.
shared some stew.
Sherpa stew from Tolle monastery in in Nepal.
Excellent, man. What were you doing there? You visited the monastery up there?
Actually, the plan was, the plan changed for sometimes. The original plan was to, after trekking, go to this like remote village with some foundation showed us, and work there with during building a medical point for the village. But our trek got a little bit too long, so we needed to cancel this.
Okay.
But we made going to from Jiri. We made a day off in Junbezi, very nice place in very beautiful village. a very beautiful valley.
Okay.
Just you can sit there by the porch like the whole day drinking tea and just watching the nature.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Okay. Okay.
And
Excellent.
there is this Tuptenhonig monastery up north,
Uh-huh.
and we just visited there, and we came. It turned out in the lunchtime.
Okay.
We didn't notice. We just saw all the people going to the Gompa,
Uh-huh.
the praying, meditating hall of monastery.
Cheers, Emily. Nice one.
Oh
Yeah, I
Um,
feel. Oh man, is that? Jesus, man. Okay. Okay.
You forgot you.
I think we
put
forgot
yes.
the beer over here. We got an extra beer.
This
You want a
yours.
beer? please?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes,
Hey,
yours. This.
the universe delivers. Free beer. Cheers, Emily. You were saying it's a beautiful monastery up in the.
Yeah, and we just came with everybody.
We're recording
Gompa.
again, or I'm recording more. So welcome again, Nabil, to the podcast. Yeah, bro. Yeah, take a sip.
We just sat with everybody, not knowing what's gonna happen. In Poland, in Gliwice, I go to this Buddhist meditation from time to time. So I expected something,
Okay.
but they just gave us a plate, put on rice, put on dal, and some curry, and here eat with us. With like 200-300 people in the Gompa
Wow.
eating. And
What an experience, man.
yeah, and we just was astonished. Went around, looking around. It was so warm, so welcoming.
Uh-huh.
We found manager of monastery and just asked if we will be coming back. Can we stay and volunteer for a place to sleep, for food? We
Mhm.
can do whatever you like. We can like carry stuff. We can carry water. We can work in the kitchen. We can teach English. Anything. He was so happy. Just he was so joyful that we knew that it's the right decision.
Amazing.
And
So you're so happy to receive guests.
yes. So we
Beautiful.
went
That's nice.
for the Everest base camp and returned to Junpesi, and went to the monastery
Okay.
to work there. But it wasn't so good as it was looking to be.
Okay.
So
okay.
we went to the monastery and went to the manager and said, "Do you remember us?" Yes. Okay. I will need to talk with the main lamas of monastery
Okay.
about this.
Uh-huh.
Just wait.
Okay.
We waited for 2 days without any decision,
What the fuck?
but we thought like what's
Shanty, let's chill.
yeah they just
Yeah, of
the funny
course,
way.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I will talk like
We'll talk to the elders.
days.
Chill out. Yeah, we'll find a way.
yeah.
Carry on.
But
Yeah.
we decided like not to just wait with our hands crossed.
Uh-huh.
We came to
crossed,
the
yeah.
kitchen
Uh-huh.
and just took this pillar from the naan and start peeling potatoes. So it finished as
Yeah.
whole day of peeling potatoes, like for this one evening soup.
Wow. Okay.
or working on radish.
Okay, man. That's a famous stew. Huh?
Yeah. This is making the Sherpas too.
Wow, man, we just went down a hole there. You realise that? We went down a rabbit hole. That's how we met. Go back to the top, man.
Okay.
How we
I
met.
forgot.
Yeah, that was safe. I completely lost ourselves there. Yeah, so how we met was we shared some Sherpa stew that you got from this monastery.
Yes.
Fuck, man, that's crazy.
That was the longest introduction.
That was a massive introduction. So welcome to the show. Look at that, it's 6 minutes. 6 minutes, we just got here in a minute. What the fuck? Okay, so next subject. Oh yeah, so we were talking earlier about books. So if you could recommend 2 books to anyone in the world right now
Power
to
of
read and why?
Power of Now, and Tibetan book of Living and Dying.
And why? Why? Explain. You read The Power of Now first,
Yes.
and then you read the Tibetan book after?
Yes.
To get your mind in a state where it can get a feel
Actually,
for
it was
if you're
no,
from
it
the
was
West,
it
or-
was complete. The reading the second book
Uh-huh.
was completely by chance. I just
Ah.
found it in the lodge, started reading. I just decided to take it to the monastery, and I gave it back, coming back.
Okay, man. Yeah, I see.
Power of Now is
What's that about? What's the principle of that? The blurb, you know?
it's about everybody, every one of us, who thinks too much, who thinks all the time, and it blocks us from experiencing what we only have according to the book, experiencing the now,
Mm-hmm.
because future doesn't happen. Like there's no time but the now that things happen.
Yeah, agreed.
In the future there's only this now that moved through time. In past there was no past as a whole, there was only nows.
Agreed, man.
And-
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, and when we think about our mistakes in the past, when we fear about what happened in the future, that's just our mind making itself a purpose to exist, to be used. Because according to the book, the mind is a tool, but it's like possesses us. We are all like possessed by our minds.
Mm-hmm.
It may sound a little bit like
Yeah, mental.
Stony.
Yeah, absolutely right.
but if you think about this, if you I don't have the words the book has,
Yeah.
but
Mate, your English is very good, by the way. To say you're doing all this in English, it's very impressive.
Thanks,
Well
man.
done, man.
Thanks,
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, keep going, man. Keep going. You're on it. You're on it. But yeah, no, it might sound a bit crazy. It might sound a bit crazy, this whole
yeah,
idea that we're all in our heads.
like sect type,
Mhm.
like some religious group.
Yeah,
But
so
it's
some
not about
cults or some
religious.
shit,
It's
yeah.
about
Realization.
shut your mind for a second and just be. Just be. Don't worry about the future. How many times
Think about the
did your worries came to life or did not? So the time spent worrying is time wasted, because
It's
another-
time wasted, man.
another great question to ask yourself is, what problems do I have now? Now, not in the future. It's not
Yeah.
like I have to go
In 2
home.
years' time, I need to make this much
Yes,
money.
yes, or tomorrow I need to. No, it's tomorrow. Now, what problems do you have now? If you are not sick, you have no problems right now.
Very true. Very true. But I mean, just to give people an example, you know, about anxiety is time wasted, is completely true. When I was a kid, though, you know, when I was probably 12, I think, you know, I had a big, maybe a year where I had anxiety attacks. A lot, you know.
Oh.
I had to take medication.
Really?
Well, it's only chamomile. My grandma will give me chamomile, which is a natural thing. It's kind of a
It's calming. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. It's a chill thing, you know. But it's also it's a little bit of a placebo, you know. It's one of those things where you're a kid and you take, this will help, you know. Yeah, but it's also good, you know. I also like chamomile. It's, like you say, I'm sure it has herbal uses. But yeah, no, big, and it was a massive waste of time. And all I remember saying to my mum and my dad, I was like, fuck. I just keep thinking, what if, you know? That's what I keep thinking over and over. What if this? What if that? What if that? I mean, they didn't really. Yeah, what can they say? You know, they're like, "Well, stop thinking that." You know, it's
Yeah,
all
you-
good. But you can't
We all
explain
do
that to a
that.
kid.
We all do that. We are all possessed. So you cannot say that your
Slaves to our
compulsive
mind.
thinking is. You cannot measure it. Yeah.
Mm.
Some guy will just like think about tomorrow
No,
once
I
in
love
some
doing
time.
that. You know, it's nice now and again, though. You know,
Yeah.
think about the future, think about the
Yeah,
past.
and you should that.
If
you
you
should
can
plan.
control.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
it is using your mind as a tool to plan something. But
Beautiful.
then if you stop using a hammer, you just lay it off.
Hmm. Nice, man. Nice. Yeah, that's excellent, man. That's really good. Really good advice.
As
And
a-
so, I mean, that was the again. We're going down a hole here, you know. Talking about fucking like the time being all relative. It's so true, man. But okay, so the power of now kind of teaches you that right, live in the moment. Live in the moment. Here's how you should try. And you said a really good method, actually, you mentioned before we started recording.
Yes, ask yourself in your mind question. I wonder what's my next thought gonna be like, and just wait. In this state, you are not thinking, but you are
waiting.
aware.
You're observing.
Yeah, you just not thinking doesn't mean shutting off like your senses. It means the opposite. It enhances.
Being aware.
You start to, like, for example, feel the warmth of fire, which you didn't feel because you were thinking. You spend time, resources about worrying, I don't know, where even this such mundane things, where I'm gonna eat breakfast tomorrow. Worry about this in the morning. Just resolve a problem when it happens. Do not think about this think about this happening in the future, or do not think how it happened in the past.
So that's interesting. So again, what we'll do here is relate this podcast, what we're recording now, to a previous one. So I recorded a podcast with an Italian guy, amazing fella. So he's been traveling for 8 years.
Whoa!
And he lives with tribes now. He walks around, and I met him randomly in Chitwan, you know, and he was walking around the jungle. I was like, "What's going on, man? How you doing?" And randomly we got to talking. I said, "Oh, it'd be great to record a podcast." 2 days later, he had to come to Kathmandu to fucking, you know, get an Indian visa. And I was like, "Oh, excellent." We had a coffee and talked to him, you know. And we were talking about this, and they got him on record now. He says, you know, but he went to China, and he studied. He went to he trained kung fu for 2 months. Whoa. And did all that stuff. And yeah, and he was talking to the monks. He was talking about, you know, the world's kind of fucked up. You know, what should we do? And they was like, they kept saying, live in the moment.
Yes.
Live in the moment. And he was like, well, yeah, I get that, you know, but fuck, we need to change it, you know. We think about the future a little, you know, and go, well, fuck, man, no, we can't just live in the moment. We got to, come on, like, let's educate people. Yeah? Let's live in the future, which is what I do and what you do, you know. We're still doing it. Mainly, we can live in the moment a little, but not quite as much as the proper Buddhist monks, you know. And he keeps saying, live in the moment, relax, tranquilo. Think about things when it happens. It's so true. If everyone overnight lived in the moment, just had the ability, and you can learn it, man. I did meditation just in the last 2 weeks. Already I'm starting to go, okay, let's live in the moment a little bit. I'm a little bit like, okay, let's try it out. If everyone can do that over the spans of the next 10, 20 years, you know, and we teach everyone, just do a Vipassana course for 10 days, you know. Yeah. Learn how to meditate. Learn how to live in the moment for a second.
Yes.
And people go, oh, actually, that was quite nice. Yeah. This is maybe what the Buddhist monks were getting at. They said, look, whatever the fuck, they're just not good at explaining. You know? They go, man, they're annoyed. You know? Fucking live in the moment. Here's your key. I'm giving you the key to fucking have a good life.
Why don't you use it?
Stop thinking. Relax. Let's not analyze everything.
If you stop thinking, the answers will come to you.
Powerful statement.
In both books, it is written that human as a civilization need to reach a like whole new level of being self-conscious, because being self-conscious, because living now opens like unknown levels of love and compassion in you. So if everybody would start being more self-conscious and living now,
self-conscious,
we would
beautiful.
We would like couldn't be bad to each other, couldn't hurt anyone.
Imagine that. Imagine Utopia in 10, 20 years. Imagine if everyone could be on the same page, you know? If everyone could fucking talk like we're talking now. A Polish guy who I met this morning, you know, and an English dude who fucking, you know, we've got completely different backgrounds, completely different histories, completely different blood lineage, you know. Yeah. Look at this, man. We're talking like fucking this shit. We're talking this, and we're happy to record it and put it on the internet and go, look, he's a cool guy, we got along, you're happy to record this shit, I'm happy to record this shit, put it on the internet, and we say, look, you agree with this? No, why not? Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you disagree with? I disagree with the fact that you think we're all love and happiness. Okay. Talk to me. Let's go. I'll do a podcast with you. You know. Yeah, what do you? Oh, okay. Why is that?
Yeah,
Let's
if
educate each other.
1% of people listening to this will read this book,
Oh,
and
man.
1% of them
I
will
must read
just
the book. I must.
will just like put in the motion what is written,
Yeah. Or
it
just
will be
act on what
the
you're
world will be
saying.
better.
Honestly, just act on what, because clearly you care about the book, you know, and what you're doing is summarizing the book as well as you can in the 2 minutes you had. You obviously recommend read the book because that's much more in depth, and the guy's, and this guy's a prophet, by the way. Whoever wrote this book, he understands. He's enlightened in a way, you know. He's got to a stage where he goes, "I'm writing a book about this shit because I honestly believe this to be true."
Actually,
There you go.
the history of a guy is amazing, but
I
sad.
imagine,
He described what happened to him because he didn't get enlightened by some teachings or meditation. He got enlightened the hard way. The guy was had depression, was suicidal, was on meds. Like his life was ruined.
Wow.
And he as he describes, he was like trying to fall asleep with this self-love
Huh.
being so enormous. Then as he describes, at one point his mind collapsed.
Wow.
There was so much self-hate in him, so the mind couldn't take it.
Just reset in a way.
Yes, and
Blanked out.
he went in some strange state. But when he woke up, it was like he has never seen the world before. Everything was like amazing. The ray of light, the look of a watch on the desk, and he was like, his depression ended. He wandered around his neighborhood, just like being like he was high, like just grasping everything like it was new, like a child. And he said that after this he had like year or two without any job, without any relationships, without any like social status, but he sat on a bench smiling. He was calm inside. And there's this great quote that nothing you ever did or you will ever do will change who you are.
Wow.
So I don't know if
redemption's possible. All this stuff. All this. I say this is a message in a way to people out there who feel like they're lost.
You can be happy. You can be happy without achieving, I don't know what. You don't need to climb
bullshit.
Everest to feel free, to feel amazed by the nature. You can do this here and now.
And you can see that, man. I mean, there's micro universes within our world. We are not the smallest thing in the world. You know?
Oh, by far.
Of course, man. I mean, you look at. I mean, tonight was a prime example. We had people like Bikram who were microbiologists. You know, so they study the finite, the genome, you know, and all this stuff, and they understand how plants work, and that's a different world, man. It's a different universe.
And it's still built of even smaller bricks.
Exactly. Man.
It's
You
like
got atomic. You got all this stuff, and so of course, man, you don't have to have commercial wealth. What the fuck? The only reason why, again, another bullshit philosophy, but again, correct me if I'm wrong, listeners. If you don't agree with this, let me know. But you know, the commercial world, the only reason that is the world that we live in fucking quotation marks here, is because of the media. The media portrays things in a way where people go, oh, you know, ever since the television was invented, we've had advertisements. Advertisements for what? Yeah, maybe a fucking, join this bank. Yeah, join the bank. How about this? How about join the washing machine? You need a washing machine? Come on, come here.
Do you remember the quote from Fight Club?
Go on. No, I don't think I do.
I don't think I remember it exactly, but it was: you do what you don't like,
Yeah.
to earn money for things you don't need to impress people you don't care about.
Perfect. Well, there you go, man. I mean, this is what I mean. There's been prophets eulogizing about the fact that we're all going to be all right. Bob Marley, man. I used this example maybe on the previous one, but certainly tonight, talking to Shiva, I was like, man, Bob Marley was right, Bob Marley was right. We're thinking maybe in 10 years, fuck, why not? Every little thing's going to be all right, No woman, no cry.
Don't worry.
Don't worry, be happy.
Be now.
Yeah, don't worry, be happy. Just fucking
Exactly.
think about it. Be positive. Be all good. It's all fine. There's always going to be a dark side. There's going to be a light side.
I don't have
Concentrate on the
problems
light
right
side.
now, so be happy. So
let's educate. Man, regardless of whether we publish any of this shit, I think everything's going to be all right. This podcast is by the by, I want to publish it just to say, hey, I said this in December fucking 2017. But, in 2020, when everyone's like, oh, I feel a bit better about life. Well, good. Good on you. So I think we just got to take this feeling forward, man. Thank you for being here, man. Because, like I say, you only get this kind of insight when you talk to another human.
Yeah, talking like
in a comfortable manner, in a relaxed way, and you connect.
Talking when somebody really listens is just
exactly. Listen to us, fucking people.
Yeah, because
shut the fuck up.
A lot of people doesn't listen to their the second person,
okay, bro.
but think about what to ask next, or
exactly.
Yeah, so stop thinking, just listen and listen what the person says.
Naturally, there's going to be a pause. Naturally, if they give a fuck about you, they'll ask you. They'll go, you agree with that? If they don't give a fuck, they'll keep talking, and after a while, they get embarrassed because they talk too much, and they know they do. And you get bored, and they're like, oh, fuck, I'm boring this guy. And if he hasn't talked to you for 20 minutes, walk away. That's a powerful fucking thing to do, If I sit here, and some motherfucker in the corner talks to me for 20 minutes, I'll listen, because, I'm a polite guy. I'll listen. At the end of his rant, if he didn't ask me a question, I'm fucking right off. You know what I mean? Let's have an interaction. You rant at people for too long. That's why, but here's the key thing, man. That's what I've realised only in the last 6 months, is when people are quiet after you have a little rant, don't assume they're bored. Never assume they're bored, If you have a rant that you're passionate about and you believe to be true, and everyone has this a lot of time, probably every conversation, someone goes on a little bit of a rant, and then there's a silence.
Wandering around.
Yeah, they're thinking about things, but they're verbalising it. And they have a little think at the end, and they're like, maybe I bored the guy. No, because you believe it to be true. But so fuck off that boredom thing, and you go, no, actually, wait until they ask the question, or ask the question, and you go, you agree? That's all you have to ask at the end of it. You go, you think you're right? And they go, you think I'm right? And they go, yeah, actually, man, yeah, you're right.
And this is exactly what our mind does, because it is like not your problem that he lost attention, but your mind makes it so it attacks your ego.
Yeah.
So he's not listening.
Again,
he's not listening. So I must be boring. I'm worthless. Stop talking.
Shut the fuck up. You're wrong. You're wrong.
And
you're wrong.
And you start thinking, and you cannot think and talk at the same time, and so you mess up your speech. So more people get bored and
be yourself.
Exactly.
Own it, man.
Stop worrying. If even when the last person falls asleep, I can stop talking.
Yeah.
But if even one guy is listening, it's worth it.
Dude, me and you are very similar personalities in that respect, man. I can keep talking. And sometimes now I'm getting better at just going, I'm going to shut the fuck up and go to bed now. Because now and again you're like, I need at least 4, 5, 6 hours, at least give me 6 hours, But yeah. Oh, man, Peter, I will leave it there, man, because fuck it. Leave him wanting more in a way, What a great way to end, man. Thank you, bro. Peter,
you, man.
A pleasure, man. We'll keep in touch. I'll send you this before I publish, and if you like what you hear, we'll publish more.
Yeah,
but I love this one.
Bankwood Bear Productions.
Cheap and chill.